Hello everyone and welcome to the ICR Racing League Season 8 highlights. This is the first race of the season, starting in 11th place. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for the start of the season. Not the world's best start. Sitting to the right of us is Richard, 1973. Go around the outside into turn 1. The Red Bull and the Williams side by side. The Red Bull lifts off, we lift off, and Richard sneaks back past around the outside. Richard overtakes the Red Bull with Portable ahead, and we just follow in the train of cars around the first series of corners. Later on into the race, currently sitting in P6, following Fishmeister and F4H Hamilton. One of the cars ahead of us runs wide and they're heading side by side towards the right-left chicane up ahead. Someone just set fastest lap. Fishmeister goes deep into the corner. Hamilton gets past and we also get past. Trying to make sure I don't mess up this section, trying to keep close to Hamilton ahead with Fishmeister closing back up behind. A bit early on the brakes, but still keeping in 5th position. A couple more corners to go until the end of this lap, hopefully close enough to have the DRS. Hamilton goes wide, Sonic Blur goes wide and Fishmeister's on the outside of us. On the last corner, Fishmeister gets ahead while Hamilton pits. Race 2, Malaysia. Starts with Karank immediately losing connection while we're on the grid waiting for the lights to go out. The lights are out now, so let's charge down towards the first corner. Starting in 7th position, with Fishmeister in the position ahead. Now red lights ahead as Richard got a good start. Now my teammate Tilge is ahead as well, up into 6th place. Taking it easy on the inside, Richard has a slide, just about avoid the sliding McLaren. Now we try for the inside. There's a bit of contact on the inside from, I think, the Sauber. Powering down, up towards turn 3. Cheeky look to the left, but driving off the track to the right. Big Air heads past and we're down into 6th position. Onto the second lap now, keeping up with Big Air, Corleone and Red Light, still in 6th position. Red Light goes a bit deep and Corleone goes round the outside. Big Air goes for the inside. Following up into turn 4, Big Air has the inside but Red Light keeps the position going round the outside. Apart from on the exit where he runs right onto the grass and Big Air's on the outside again. The Red Light keeps the position on the inside. Big Air brakes and the Lotus heads off into the gravel trap. And ends up getting overtaken by Richard and Portable. And down into last position in the race. It is now time for the 3rd race of the season at China. For this race starting in position 9 with Karank in P8. And the 5 lights are out and away we go. Quickly switching the brake bias to the rear. Got quite a decent start. There's a slow getting away Mercedes and the Sauber on the grass up into P7 already. The Mercedes comes back up the inside around turn 1, it's K4L. One of the McLarens has gone wide on the exit of turn 1. Into turn 2 now, still in P7. Coming out of the corner, there seems to be a big gap behind, so we can just focus on chasing the Williams in front of Fishmeister. Now on to the 4th lap, sitting in P6. Williams has gone off ahead. It was Fishmeister that went off, so Karank has passed Fishmeister. We're going to get a good run here due to Fishmeister losing speed. heading into the slipstream towards the penultimate corner on the lap. No DRS due to being a long way behind at the detection point. Up the inside we go. Braking down now. Down through the gears and a bit too close on the apex. We're on a bit deep. Not too bad of an exit though. Fishmeister is on the right hand side and ever gaining. Fishmeister comes around the outside of the final corner and back into P5. The Lotus of Sonic Blur is now down to 6th. No DRS because Fishmeister has DRS ahead of us, so it's tricky to fight back into turn 1 when you're following a car with DRS and you don't have DRS. And now heading towards the end of the race, following Ayrton Senna down in P8. Looks like Ayrton Senna struggling on his tyres, nearly sliding back and crossed in front of us as we both hit the brakes now. Just missing the McLaren by the sounds of it. Now it's time for the 4th race of the season at Bahrain. Starting in 9th position with Fishmeister the car ahead in 8th place. And I think the other Williams is ahead in 7th. So it's another good start. And it was a good start. Might be able to pull alongside Karank. On the brakes now, up into P8. Around the outside of turn 1. Holding on to P8 still, so we've made a position in the first corner. Fishmeister following behind now. And Fishmeister looks like he's got a lot more speed. I broke a bit early and Fishmeister is up the inside. Well, currently alongside, no, back up into P8. And now we've gone deep. That's definitely not P8 anymore, it's down to P10. And maybe 11 here. Now following the Red Bull of ICR Portable, with one of the McLarens to the right, I think it's Richard. Richard goes round the outside. And the other McLaren goes round the outside, giving Richard a boost. And that other McLaren is Ayrton Senna GP. Now moving a couple of laps forward into the race, currently sitting in P10 with Portable right behind us. Heading towards the final corner of the lap here. Portable moves out to overtake. Due to my bad exit on the previous corner, he comes up the inside. We cross the Sonic Blur crosses the lines and moves towards the and gets a better speed exit. We'll have no DRS, but we've got the better straight line speed than Portable, so we are ahead. But Portable comes towards the inside and the Lotus locks his rears, but still comfortably ahead around turn 2. However, we now have the long run towards turn 4 where the Red Bull will be getting slipstream all the way up until the braking point. The Red Bull comes back past, down to P11 for Sonic Blur 111 and up to 10 for Portable. Here we are at the 5th race, Spain, starting in position 12 with Richard ahead and K Pharrell in P10. The 5 lights are out and away we go. It looks like Sonic Blur and Richard got a good start, whereas K Pharrell didn't get such a clean getaway. They only dropped 1 position though. Heading down towards the first corner. Can be quite tricky this one. Richard brakes early and we give him a boost towards the corner. No damage done to either car though. There's a Williams off the track ahead. Richard tries to go at the inside, he gets on the curb and they collide. Wheels locked between each other and slide off the track. Up into P10 for Sonic Blur, with a bit of a space behind, watching a Force India and a Red Bull compete ahead. I think it's Portable and Sissok. Now we're on to the 7th lap of the race, sitting in P4. There's a Sauber heading off the track ahead. I think that's Corleone. We're now moving up into 3rd position with our rolled tyres, as we haven't stopped yet this race.
You're now running in 3rd.
We've now got all of the faster runners chasing it behind us, basically in the Marussia situation. Here comes red light up the inside. Nice clean DRS overtake. Bit too much curb though, back, and now we've lost it into the gravel track. We're just dropping places all the time, trying to ease it back onto the track so we don't crash into anyone, and then we lose the back end and collect the Force India.
You're keeping up with race pace. Keep pushing.
Now we're on to the final lap of the race as got lapped. Now I'm trying to wait. Now we're waiting for my teammate Tilch to head past, but he collects the back of us, and we go sliding off the road along with my teammate Tilch, and that drops down to 11th as Richard sneaks past for the final point on the final lap. And here's the table after 5 races. It is now time for race 6 of the season 8. That takes place at Monaco. We're starting in position 11 with Richard on the left in 10th and Portable ahead in 9th place. Portable doesn't get a clean getaway and Richard's alongside. However, it's incredibly tricky to overtake into turn 1, but we got at the inside of Richard and that puts us into 10th position. Still on the first lap here, chasing after the Red Bull of Portable, along with Richard following behind quite close. On the trickiest circuit of the calendar. And there sounds like there's some contact behind. Might be Richard losing an end plate. All seem to be clean around the first lap though, which is a good start to the race. Heading towards Zandvoort to start on the third lap. Portable goes deep around turn 1, meaning we're the closest we've been for a while. Could have a run, but it's incredibly hard to overtake around this circuit. We collect the wall on the exit of turn 2, and Portable's a bit deep on turn 3, meaning we've got the inside up towards turn 4 and straight through into P8. Now we're on lap 4, still in P8, but the car ahead, which is Ayrton Senna GP, has lost their front wing. And they've gone deep into the casino and we've gone into the side of them, and now we've got a car in the side of us. We've got Portable in the side of us, trying to turn around at the same time. Portable gets away first and we have to try and get back fast. We're down into position 8, Portable's in P8. Coming around Larascas and Anthony Nogues to finish the 5th lap and start the 6th lap. Still chasing Portable. He's a bit further ahead, just gone past the car coming out the pit lane, but Portable's decided he wants to be friends with the barrier and we're up into P6. And now we're considerably closer to the end. It's the 18th lap, sitting in P8, following Richard and attempting to lap the McLaren. However, it would appear the McLaren's not getting blue flagged, so just going to be stuck behind the McLaren for the next lap. Coming up towards the swimming pool and to back. McLaren's getting away at this point. Coming towards the end of the lap now after Richard takes a bollard out. It's landed in the pit lane probably. Round Larascas. Now the McLaren lets the Lotus of Sonic Blur past. Now it is time for race 7 at Canada. Starting already in P7 with the 2 Saubers 5th and 6th and my teammate in 8th position. Not the greatest starts, bit too much wheel spin. Our teammate Tilge heads towards the inside and is through. Down to P8, Tilge is into P7. The Sauber goes wide and Tilge is up 2 places as the Force India was wide too, but the Force India comes back and Tilge only moves up 1 place. We're still sitting in P8, just following the train of cars, a bit wide on the end exit there, but should be okay from Richard behind us. However, this time we've gone deep into this chicane, but it's not so good to come back on here, so we're going to drop down 2 places, down into P10. However, Portable's coming up behind us now. He might be able to move us down into P11. Got the inside line, Portable's on the racing line and he goes around the outside. Now on to P8 of the Canadian Grand Prix, sitting in P7 with Fishmeister the car behind. Fishmeister's looking to go up the inside, leaving the space, but there's enough traction on the outside of the hairpin to keep P7. However, Fishmeister looks to have got a better exit and will get the benefit of the drag reduction system down the straight, moving Fishmeister into P8 and Sonic Blur into 8th position. Nice little power slide on the exit. Following Big Air, who's in P7 and we're in P8. However, we now got a giveaway to the Sauber behind us, which is Corleone, and we're lapping Portable at the same time. We also still have a blue flag on us, which is the Force India of Jamie, who now laps us. Now it's time for the 8th race of Season 8, Silverstone, starting in position 8, with Fishmeister in P7 on the left, and Portable behind in 9th. Quite a decent start, moved to cover the Red Bull off. The McLaren heads off and hits my teammate. So she comes across and we have to hit the brakes to avoid contact. But still sitting in P8, a bit deep on the exit of turn 2, which means there's a car trying to go around the outside, but we try and cover it off a little bit. There we go, got it covered. Now we're sitting on lap 2, and it looks like we've got 6 cars right ahead in very close proximity. There's a car off the track, there's a sliding McLaren, there's a Force India in the grass, and it's all kicking off. Now we've got my teammate Tilge overtaking the Force India ahead, with Captain Crunch right behind us in 8th. We've got almost three abreast round the corner, but as it settles down round Luffield, Fishmeister tries to go around the outside but comes back under, whereas we've got Captain Crunch trying the same tactic. Now we're on the 3rd lap of the race, still sitting in P7. The car's head had gone ahead, but we've gone very deep. This might be a problem. Captain Crunch is through, along with Portable, and Ayrton Senna as well. Down 3 places into P10 on the 3rd lap. Now to continue the chase around Stowe Corner and up towards the end of the 3rd lap. Now we're on the 4th lap, heading down the Wellington Straight. Ayrton Senna's GP runs deep and we're up into P8. Portable's also a touch wide, meaning we have a nice run up towards him, which continues on the end of towards the end of the 4th lap on the Hanger Straight. DRS up behind Portable, a friendly little nudge on his back. Now we're looking up the inside on the brakes, and we've got the inside. Portable goes wide, losing traction all the way around. We're side by side, and Portable gives us a friendly shove off the track, and we drop down places, down to P9. Still on the 5th lap, a bit of a slide, and Richard through into P10. Both of us have DRS. However, due to my slide, Richard has a better straight line speed into the next corner. Now we're running on the 6th lap, still in P10. There's some debris on the track and Richard goes wide at turn 1. It gives us a chance at heading towards turn 2 now. Up the inside we go, into P9. Back ahead of Richard. Defend on the inside. Now we're on lap 6 with the slow moving Force India. Richard's back ahead. The Force India's lost their front wing and Richard and Sonic Blur are both passed. Up to P8 for Richard, P9 for Sonic Blur. Sonic Blur uses the DRS on Richard. We're side by side heading up towards Stowe. Richard's on the inside where we've got the outside, but he brakes early and we take position 8. Now heading on to the 11th lap, using DRS to catch up to Portable. We gain him, but there's just not enough Hanger Straight left for us to make the move. Heading towards the last few corners of the lap, Portable defends the inside, but we go onto the marbles. And now we've got Ayrton Senna, GP, trying to get past, and he does so round the outside. We're going to use the slipstream, but I don't think we'll be able to make another move into turn 1. It looks like Senna's going to have a move up the inside as Portable's gone deep, but
You're
covers
on
it
the
up.
slower tyre, but you're maintaining the gap to the car ahead, so we're very happy. This is good.
While these two are slowing each other down, hopefully I can use the DRS to keep up, but we cut away from that and move to lap 12, heading now the final corner to start the 13th lap. We're very close to Portable, we move up towards the inside. And we take Portable into turn 1 and move ourselves into position 9 for the race, on the 13th lap. However, we run deep at turn 3, but it should be okay. We've also just lost connection to Fishmeister. And still on the 13th lap, got Portable looking up the inside, and there goes Portable up the inside, who just covers it off, but goes deep on the next corner. However, we lose the back end on the exit. Now it is time for race 9, Germany. Starting in position 6. 5 lights are out and away we go. We have Richard starting in P7 and Jamie starting in P5 in the Force India. Jamie comes across to cover it. The inside, we look down the middle of 2 cars but decide to stay in P6. Jamie hits the bollard and collects the Sauber. We've now moved down into P9 as there's a Flying Williams off to the right hand side, moving up into P8. Following Richard. Richard goes a little bit deep, but we cut to later on in the lap where there's a Force India going very deep. And the Lotus and the Williams just collide on the front tyres. However, Richard does have the inside for the chicane coming up at the end of the straight. Will Richard keep P8, P7? Yes, he does. With some flying though. Corner cut. Cheater. Now we're on the 7th lap of the race, following Portable and Richard down in P9. We've got the DRS now wide open to chase down Portable. Going for the outside, which is almost impossible to overtake with, as proven. Portable just collects Richard as well, but both drivers get away with it, heading towards the final corner of the lap now. Bit of a power slide on exit, but we'll get the opportunity to use DRS against Portable here, who's defending the inside line. We tried to go around the outside of turn 1, see if we make it stick. No, gone very deep into turn 1, so we're back down to 9th position. However, we've still got a chance into turn 2 as we've got the inside line. It's just enough space for a car. And into turn 3, broke too early and Portable can take the position back. Still sat in P9. Coming out of the final corner on the 18th lap now, chasing down Portable again. Trying to take his P7 away from him. Gaining very quickly down the straight and up the inside into turn 1. However, we've gone out wide on the marbles on turn 2 and Portable's got the inside line and regains the position. Running on the grass doesn't help, so we slide away out the last 2 corners on the shot. Now into lap 19. Still following the Red Bull of Portable. He doesn't get a good exit though. He moves to defend the inside, however. We're going to try the very long way round. We're already ahead into the corner, so we should be able to keep P7. We get a much better exit. Now it's time for the 10th race of the season around Hungary. Starting in P11, which is at the back. Portable's in P10th and Richard's in P9. A decent start by us. The second gear change wasn't very good, but we still moved up into P10 ahead of Portable. Time to take turn 1 steadily. Doesn't look like there's much contact going on. We've gone round the outside of 2 cars though. We've managed to move up into P8. Back down to P9 though, as Richard's there. We collide wheels, but luckily both drivers get away with it. Richard moves back up into P9. The Portable's trying to sneak past here. but there's not much room on this part of the circuit, and we can easily defend our 9th position. Richard has a nice little slide, meaning we're closer. Towards the end of the lap, Richard goes very deep on the penultimate hairpin, leaving the door wide open for the Lotus to squeeze into 8th position. And now we're on the 4th lap of the race. We've got Karank chasing us down in the Williams, using the DRS to gain, but not close enough into turn 1. However, the Lotus one's a bit wide and manages to stay in P8 for now. However, the Lotus goes even wider on turn 2, giving Karank a very easy move into P8. Meaning the Lotus driver Sonic Blue has settled for 9th. We're on the 18th lap here, sitting in P8. We're chasing after Portable, that Red Bull that's always in the shot for some reason, with Corleone right behind in the Sauber. Corleone's got a much better exit. We're in lap 24 now, using DRS on the Red Bull ahead. Portable defends the inside, we switch as Portable heads wide. We get a nice little power slide on the exit, using DRS towards turn 2. Go for the inside, but it's covered off easily by the Red Bull. However, the Red Bull's turn 3 exit wasn't very clean. A little bit of contact, little bit of wheel locking, but it's all worked out nicely for the Lotus driver Sonic Blur as he moves up into position 8. Here is drivers' standings and constructors' standings after 10 races of the season. It is now time for the 11th race of the season at Belgium. We're starting this race in position 9, Captain Crunch is ahead in P8 and Portable is behind in P10. And away we go! Chasing down the Saubers, not the world's greatest start. Bit early on the brakes due to the cars ahead having a bit of contact. There was a McLaren sticking its nose up the inside on the door that's always going to close. Now Portable's got a better run out of the exit the first corner. And makes... oh, there's a bit of contact and we slide out a bit, but Portable sneaks past into 9th place. We have to set up a 10th. Heading now towards the end of the first lap, coming around Blanchimont and towards the bus stop chicane. The cars ahead brake early and we put ourselves on to the curbs and lock up, but get away with it without any collisions. So comfortably sitting in P10 right now. Now we're on the 7th lap of the race, sitting in P7. There was a safety car period, but it's all passing away now. So focusing on just going around the track. Go a bit wide on the corner. Take it nice and easy. Got a red light right behind in the Red Bull. Goes around the outside and comes across and we both collide and spin out. Well, the Lotus spins out, the Red Bull just drives off like nothing happened. Side pod glitch. And Portable gets ahead on the 7th lap of the race. On the 80th lap of the race, we've got Portable behind again. Not the greatest of exit out of the corner, but it should be able to stay in P8. As the Red Bull gets a tow all the way up towards the bus stop chicane now. Portable goes for the inside of the bus stop chicane. And gets the position. The Lotus is down to P9. We're now on to the 19th lap. The Red Bulls all over the place up Eau Rouge, giving us a great opportunity to pop open the DRS and just drag ahead. Back up into P8 after the Kemmel straight.
We've moved up into 8th place.
However, goes a bit wide on the chicane following, and Portable is back past. There's not enough of a run to make a move, but Portable defends the inside, and it's incredibly difficult to get around the outside of another car on that corner. So we're stuck following the Red Bull for a couple of laps. Now we're on to the final lap of the race, using DRS to try and get past. Portable blocks one side, he blocks the other, and we make contact. Now on the final straight, on the final lap, we're getting a very good tow towards the bus stop chicane around Blanchimont. Gaining, but the Red Bull blocks the inside. We go to the outside, and the Red Bull has it covered and gets to finish in P8 while Lotus finishes in P9. Now it is the 12th race of the season around Italy. Starting in P8, the lights go out with Sissok in P7 and Richard in P9. However, we get a decent start and already up into P7. However, the first corner here is incredibly difficult with lots of cars, so we brake nice and early. We've got a car up the inside, car taking the escape route, and Portable's just sitting there pushing us wide, and now we're spun down into P12. Now we're on the 5th lap of the race with Sissok charging alongside and past due to the poor exit from the Ascari chicane up to the Parabolica. We'll be able to use DRS on the next lap. So hopefully we get a nice exit and a nice tow with the DRS, and we'll be able to move back up into P10 and past the Force India. We do get a very good tow. We move up to take the inside. Lose the back end, we get a nice power slide overtake. However, it doesn't help round turn 2 and Sissoko is back past. Now we're on to the 24th lap of the race, sitting in P9, following Portable, who's in P8. We've got a good chance into the Ascari chicane. However, we've just lost Kurz. This is going to be a problem. We lose 60 horsepower for 6.7 seconds per each lap until the end of the race. DRS is helping me. We're up the inside into Ascari. Nice and clean. However, we don't use the curse that would help us on this next straight to defend against the DRS from Portable. However, it looks like we've got a nice enough advantage to do so, but he's gaining right up, and now he's up the inside into the first chicane. However, runs a bit deep. We've got a good chance to go around the outside of turn 3. And around we go on the outside, which then becomes the inside for the second chicane. But we brake really early and Portable gets back ahead. Time for race 13 around the floodlights of Singapore. Starting in P7 here, with Captain Crunch in P6, Big Air in P5. Taking it nice and steady towards turn 1. The car in 8's got a very good start and is up the inside. However, managed to hold them off going around the outside of turn 1. And that car would be Karank. Now there's a lot of smoke being kicked up by cars ahead, but they're a bit too far ahead to get a good view of what's happening. I think there's 2 cars side by side into the next corner. And here's the final lap of Singapore. There's nothing exciting in that race, so here's me and my teammate Tilge finishing very close together. Time for round 14 at South Korea. Starting in P5 for this race. Sitting behind K Farrell, who's in P4. And I think Portable's in P5. 6. A decent start. Looks like might be able to move up into 4th before turn 1. However, it's a short run to turn 1, so a bad start's not too bad here. K Farrell pushes red light a bit wide, but they both stay in the positions they were. Captain Crunch moves up the inside, but has to lift off as K Farrell comes to block us. It's a very crowded straight, with cars slipstreaming each other. Defending the inside. K Farrell goes very deep. Captain Crunch goes around the outside. So we remain in P5. Now we're dropped to place to P6 as Karank has overtook, but we've got DRS to fight back on the 4th lap of the race. Use the DRS to get past Karank. However, Karank's come back up the inside, but we get the superior exit, keeping in P5. Karank moves to the outside, but unfortunately the Lotus brakes incredibly early and doesn't have a chance to come back at Karank round the next series of 2 corners. Sitting in P7 now on lap 21, attempting to lap Richard, and he's off in the barrier. There's a puff of smoke and a stroking McLaren. And here is the table after 15 races. Time for the 16th race of the Season 8 at India. Starting in position 4, highest qualifying position of the year so far. 5 lights are on, and away we go for the Indian Grand Prix. Got Big Air sitting in P3. Decent start, should be able to stay in position 4. Have a look at the inside of Big Air, but brake a bit too early. The car coming up the inside, but defend it well to keep in P4. Heading up to turn 2. A little bit deep, leaves us vulnerable for cars up the inside. But nice clean exit, manages to keep the Lotus in position 4. Having a nice little gap between P3 and P5, which is the kind of thing you need to do. Bit early on the brakes, but get away with it. We lost connection to Karank, who was right behind us. That gives us more breathing space. Now have red light as the car in P5. The Sauber off the track, but now we're cutting to the 2nd lap of the race. Red light's a bit closer. We made the same mistake as the 1st lap by heading wide into turn 2. However, this time red light punish us. Get a massive kick on the exit, putting the power down. And that's left us vulnerable for Jamie to overtake in the Force India, and there goes Jamie. The Lotus of Sonic Blur has dropped down to 6th. Red light and Jamie are both overtaken. And now looks like Jamie's going up the inside of red light, and he makes the move stick. Now we're on the 5th lap of the race with red light on our left hand side. We're in P4, red light's fighting for to take P4 away. Red light comes around the outside and makes the move stick. Using curves to try and get a good run, but there's not enough straight to get a good enough toe for the next corner. So we duck back in for the next series of corners. Now we're on the 9th lap of the race. We have red light ahead in P6, fighting away with another car. They head towards the corner, and red light's gone straight on and into the barriers. The car he was racing was Corleone. Now we have to focus on chasing the Sauber down. And at the end of lap 10 we've caught up to Corleone, and Corleone's gone very deep in the final corner, leaving the door wide open for DRS down the main straight to take us up into 5th position. Nice and comfortably. The next car ahead of us is K4L, who locked up into turn 2. I don't think it's going to be a good enough DRS opportunity though. Now we're at the end of lap 11, and K4L does the same thing Corleone did and go deep in the final corner. However, K4L's exit wasn't as bad. We switch to the outside using DRS. We go around the outside into turn 1 as K4L broke it nice and early, allowing us the easy move to sweep around the outside. Time for highlights from the 17th race of the season at Abu Dhabi. Sitting with 5 lights, and away we go! Starting in P6, quite a decent start. Might be able to move up to P5 in the first corner, but Jamie defends it. Get a nice little slide. We've got a good gap to the 3 cars behind. So comfortably sitting in 6th place around this series of corners. Run a bit wide though, get a few little bumps, get some sweet air. Now we're just following the trainer cars through this series of sharp corners. Now it's the 18th race of the season from the USA. Starting in P7. Teammate starting in last because he's different. Immediately move up to P6 due to a disconnection. Heading up towards turn 1 now. Braking nice and early due to all the cars ahead. K4L goes up the inside and so does Tilge. Drop 2 places into P8. And now we have to follow the trainer cars through these series of fast corners. Heading towards the middle of the first lap. Still sitting in P8. However, there's a Force India and a Red Bull heading a bit wide, and there's a spinning Force India, so that's P7, and now P6 for the Lotus driver Sonic Blow, overtaking Jamie and red light. Now we're on the 3rd lap of the race, following Fishmeister and K4L. K4L runs a bit deep, Fishmeister has a look, but there's not enough of a straight for the next corner. Now, about to start the 4th lap of the race, Fishmeister can use the DRS to get past K4L up the inside into turn 1. And Fishmeister dives for it, but it looks like he carried too much speed and K4L has come back past. Now we're on the 7th lap of the race after making the first pit stop, find ourselves behind Portable, who's on his old tyres. He goes very deep into that corner, we go up the inside. And then all of a sudden the Red Bull comes into the side of us and we slide out of control. But we do get the DRS, so should be able to stay ahead of Portable, even though he's trying to come back at us. Using the DRS we can stay ahead, he's on the inside, broke early. And a bit deep and Portable's ahead. But we get the much cleaner exit out of the corner and get into P9. And here is the final standings for the Season 8 season. Mad Luke is the world champion, Tilge is the runner-up, and the constructors winner is Ferrari. Thanks for watching the review, here's the credits.